Hello, this is me, Dr. Malay Mehta. I'm a certified MD dermatologist. My area of interest is hair transplant and cosmetic dermatology, especially face sculpting. So today I'll be speaking on hair transplant and what are the things one can do for the male pattern hair loss. Okay, so as far as the male pattern hair loss is concerned, it's a very common condition which has been affecting majority of the men above 30 or above 40. So today we'll be discussing whether one should go for the hair transplant and who are the candidate who can continue with the medicine and lotion. So when somebody is having the receding hairline, when too much of scalp is visible, or sometimes what happens, the baldness is too much, so they are the candidate for the hair transplant. And rest of them who has just started hair fall, who are at early 20s and who feel like the hair loss is very recent, they are the candidate for the medication and lotion. So two US FDA treatments available for such candidate who is having just started having the hair loss are minoxidil lotion and Finpasia is the tablet, they can have it. Okay, so this is the hormonal tablet and the lotion which will help the dilating the blood vessels, enough amount of the blood reaching the hair follicle, and that's how they get the hair regrowth. We are discussing about the indication of the hair transplant. If somebody is having the receding hairline or the bald patch, they are the candidate for the hair transplant. But not all candidate with bald patches on their scalp are candidate for the hair transplant. So my advice to you is see a qualified dermatologist who then will be able to help you out whether this is a male pattern hair loss or some other condition which is going to give you the bald patch. Suppose there are other conditions like lichen planus, discoid lupus erythematosus, or lichen planopilaris, or pseudopelade of Brock. This is the medical condition in which what happens, there is so much of inflammation around the hair root area and the destruction of the hair follicle will take place. They are not the ideal candidate for the hair transplant. Why they are not ideal candidate for the hair transplant? Even if you put the new follicle over the affected area, there is a disease or the inflammation is going to destruct the new hair follicle. So they are not the ideal candidate. So one should go for the biopsy first, followed by a medical treatment. Okay, so now we move on to the hair transplant. Those patients who decide to go for the hair transplant, they have got two possible treatment options. One is FUT method or strip method, and second is the FUE method. FUT or the strip method these days are not very popular just because of the fact that over the donor area or the back of the head they would end up having the linear scar, so that these days it is not very popular and the patients are more demanding towards the FUE procedures. So we at our center exclusively do FUE method hair transplantation. So when we say FUE method hair transplantation, we take the hair follicle, individual hair follicle from the back of the head area, so we call it a donor area, and we implant it on the recipient area, so where you have the bald patch. So result depends on the three things: the depth of the follicle in which it's been implanted, direction of the hair follicle, at which angle it has been placed. So when we say direction of the hair follicle, at the frontal area we tend to keep like 20-degree angle with the scalp area. Just behind that area we tend to keep the 20 or 40-degree angle, and when we go a little backward we keep the angle around 40-degree. So it also camouflages the bald area, and at the same time the result look more natural. So we talk about three things: the depth of the hair follicle, density of the hair follicle, and the direction of the hair follicle. So when we talk about density, we densely pack the hair area, the bald area, so result becomes so natural. So if at all you want to consider about the hair transplant, there are many clinics who provide this service, but you need to make sure that who is the doctor which is consulting you. Is he the same doctor who is doing the procedure, and is he the same doctor who is going to do the follow-up? So many of the hair transplant center is budding all over the places, and majority of the time it's the technician who are doing the services. That's how of late we are getting more of the failed cases. In such case, the donor area has been damaged too much, and it is difficult for the correction as well. So as far as the result is concerned, you need to select your doctor, select the center, do see how many procedures he or she has done it, and do try to connect with the follow-up cases of the same center. Okay, so what do we need to do post the procedure? On 7 days, we call patients for the follow-up to crust removal, and you can see the nice amount of the hair which has been grown up to like 0.5 centimeter to 1 centimeter of the length. And till then patient has to take the antibiotic, painkiller and the anti-inflammatory tablet, and probably after a week or so the patient sometimes do see a shedding of the hair, and at the end of 6 or 8 months they again regrow the natural hair. That's how it takes probably 1 year to have a complete result. Thank you.